What book is right for you? Today we're going to learn about holiday, just right, and challenge books. And when you begin to categorize your books properly, you'll always have the right book for you, and this is how you will become a much better reader. Holiday, holiday books. Holiday books are very easy. Everyone should read holiday books at some point in time. They're fun. They don't require a lot of thought. They can be graphic novels, they can be picture books, they can be children's books. Could be anything that you love to read that makes you want to read more. For me, I read a lot of young adult literature, and this book, We Beat the Street, is a holiday book for me. A wonderful book about three children who make a pact to become doctors and to get themselves out of the tough neighborhood where they live. I read the book in 2 days, loved it. That's a holiday book. There should be no challenging words in your holiday book. You should be able to get through page upon page upon page and never say, well, I don't know this word. And that is a holiday book. And we'll talk about how to figure out what's the differences in a few minutes. Talk about just right books. The Just Right book is really what you want to read most of the time. This is a book that's in your zone. It's at your level. Now this book's going to be more challenging than a holiday. It's going to have some unknown words. Usually 0 to 1 per page, sometimes 2 will creep in. And it's okay because you'll learn those using context clues. It might be a popular series like The Hunger Games, which is wildly popular, and movies are being made from it, and everyone loves to talk about it. It might be an informational book, say something about tornadoes, but not too difficult. For me, this is a book in the adult world. This is it's called Riptide by Douglas Preston and Lincoln Child. Now, this book has some more adult content in it. Some of the plot twists are a bit trickier. You might find yourself pausing and going, why is it going this way? Occasionally there are some trickier words. More of a just right book for me. Let's talk about challenge books. Now, challenge books are the kinds of books that you may want to put down. You might say, this isn't right for me right now, and I'm going to put it down, and when I become a better reader and my vocabulary's bigger, I'm going to come back to this book later. Unknown words, 3 to 5 per page, way too many. It'll slow you down. You'll stumble. You won't want to keep reading. Could be tough nonfiction, lots of unfamiliar references. Could be a novel that's better suited for a more experienced or older reader. The Homework Myth is a book written by Alfie Kohn, and this is more of an educational book. Now, as a younger reader, this would have been a challenge book for me. The book is filled with references. Every other paragraph there's some sort of a parenthetical reference to a different book. You need to go to the back of it to look at the references in here, and then you might want to go look those up. I mean, this is really almost like a textbook. So as a younger reader, this would be a challenge that I would put aside and say, I'm going to read this at another time. You always want to put those challenges away. To find out what's right for you, take the 5-finger test. Now, the 5-finger test is really easy. I'm going to pick up a book. Let's say that I pick up Riptide, and I'm just going to go right to the middle. I've never read the book. I've previewed it, maybe read the back, read about the author. Now, I'm going to read a page. I'm going to start at the top of this page, and I'm going to read this from the top to the bottom. What I'm going to do is every time I come across a word that I don't know, it's a finger. So let's say I get here, it says, Hatch found his eyes straying involuntarily to the misshapen form. Let's say I don't know the word involuntarily, that's a 1. Maybe I don't know the word misshapen, that's a 2. Oh, I'll tell you, if I get to 2 fingers in one sentence, that's a tricky book, and this might go to my challenge category, but for me, I know them, so it would be okay. So the idea is I want to read the entire page, and I want to do my count. Now, if I get to 2 or more, I'm going to read another page. And if I continue to encounter 2 or more unknown words per page, again, I have to say, you know what, this book might be too tricky for me. I'm going to put this into my challenge category. And I'm going to keep track of these categories as throughout the years I'm reading. And you know what, as I become a better reader and my vocabulary grows, I'm going to say, let me go to my challenge list. Let me come back to Riptide. Maybe I'm ready for it now. And that's a great way for me to see that I'm improving as a reader. So let's remember, we've got holiday books, which are fun, enjoyable, and no problem. We've got just rights. Those are the ones we're going to read most often. And they're not too challenging, but they do teach us new words. And then we've got our challenge books that are too tough that we want to put aside for a rainy day. And I'm going to use my 5-finger test. Don't forget, use the 5-finger test at all times, and you'll always have a book that's just right for you.